Hey, TI family, Christine Marie here, and I'm back. So I got a strike. Before I get started, I received a strike. I'm sure it was a perp. Um, as they take me down, they wanted to get rid of my channel, I'm assuming. Um, I received another strike, which caused me to not be able to use any lives or upload videos on my channel for about 2 weeks. You can tell I'm real hoarse right now. I have a cold. Um, but there should have been no reason that I received a strike. Um, I'm not harming anybody or disrespecting anybody, uh, but the enemy and perps. So therefore, I'm only assuming that I have a hater that is tuning in because everything that I upload on here is directed towards these perps. But I hope you guys are doing okay. Um, trying to get over this cold. I'm gonna go post this. Hey, Melissa. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of the rape. They're doing a lot of forcing against free will, and that's something that I'm going to talk about with my targeting. Mine has become basically a free for all, where I'm held down against my own will. They have actually forced my mind into the AI, tried to kidnap my consciousness through AI while I'm doing things like sitting down or at work. Hey, knowledge. They're really taking this way too far with me. Not really sure who's in my targeting, but these guys are definitely out of control. It's definitely become a free for all. And them trying to get away with it. They are doing things like harvesting energy. I'm going to have to definitely work out in order to, maintain not only my health, but energy. They are harvesting a lot of things, including my source. And they're not allowed to do these things. They're doing a lot of things, that shouldn't be happening. Hey, Musa, I'm back. I had a strike, second one, and I shouldn't have. Definitely comes across as being some perp. If it's a TI that I might have butt heads with, I'm hoping they can get it over. They can get over it this time because I really need this channel in order to expose. Um, so I don't remember or recall. I even reviewed my other videos. Um, being disrespectful towards anyone except these perps. So there shouldn't be any problems this time. But anyways, a lot of things are going on. Character assassination, trying to force a lot of things on me, manipulation of frequencies, trying to keep me in a state. Um, I feel like I'm being held down basically and being beaten to a pulp. And they want to try to justify it because of my masculine energy. And if you do not understand feminine and masculine, please do your research. But because of my masculine energy, I'm just going to refer to him as a being who comes across more feminine. I'm not really sure if he's really transgender. Um, the one who calls himself Marcus, but really does a number on me and excuses his behavior because he's so-called or feminine, I guess you could say. In other words, there's just no justification. I really feel like I have to relocate soon, and that is actually my plan, and I'm sticking to it this time. I'm going to relocate down to Florida so I can receive natural resources. Out here I'm kind of stuck, and I think that was their plan, to basically back me into a corner. There's not a lot of natural resources out here for me to recover and recuperate, and protect my energy. Um, Especially during these times in the wintertime. Um, it's really unfortunate, but I have to hurry and get to another location because they're really trying to do a number on me. A lot of the psychological torment, torture, and abuse is just really out of control at this point. And really taking, things to just, you know, out of control. Um, let's see who this is.
Hey,
Hey,
how's it going?
hey, how are you?
Pretty good.
Good.
So what are you up to?
Just doing a live stream about targeting. How are you?
Pretty good. I feel like I'm targeted sometimes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you want to share your experience or?
I just feel like people are watching me all the time in the bushes,
Oh, yeah.
looking through my window. Do you ever feel that way?
Not through the window. Yeah, not through the
Okay.
window, but remotely, yeah. I'm
What do
not
you mean
sure if
by
you're, I'm not
what
sure if you understand remote neural monitoring.
remote neural monitoring?
Yeah.
How does that work?
Well, all right. So please be targeted individual if you want to join the live stream. I respect everybody and love everybody. But um, you know, I'm being pulverized here and beaten to the pulp. Um, but a lot of things are happening right now. The attachment of these frequencies, it's almost like they kind of lock in. It's become really trying for me to really do anything to focus, concentrate. A lot of fear. I am a highly sensitive being, not only emotionally but highly sensitive to energy. So I feel a lot of the things that they're doing to me, is just not right at all. Yeah, the satellites, it's really ridiculous. And my thing is if you're going to use this technology and see these perps, they have no idea what they're up against. They live in la la land. They're more like Smith agents, programmed to obey the systematical way of being in this world, rather than understanding what's really going on and connecting with what really is. They're so distracted by their programmed systematical life, like I have to get a degree, and this is what this is who I am, this is what I do. Now I have to pay bills, and that's it. They can't see outside of even their systematical language, which is part of their education, due to whatever degree that they chose to get, which is usually an expectation of society and their upbringing, rather than making their own decisions. Um, so a lot of these perps that are involved, they really do not understand what's really going on, and I think their boats are about to be rocked. Um, they can read about it all they want to, but they have not a clue. Yeah, knowledge. I get the put to sleep thing quite often. It almost feels like you're on freaking morphine. You can't even open your eyes or anything. The frequency, it's almost like a buzzing, like an airplane. Yeah, they put you on the back burner and act like they did something great, but why destroy such a love that is so great that will heal everything around you, including them? All because they rather choose to be technical, systematical, and why destroy a love that would heal everything, including them? There's no excuse. That's good knowledge. Yeah, I heal a lot of people's broken spirits. I guess that's kind of like my job as a light worker and an empath. I heal a lot of broken spirits, a lot of insecurities, and people with low self-esteem, and people who are not sure of themselves or know who they are. I can truly see them for who they are, and I think that's one of my gifts that I have. That was, I'm blessed with, is to see people for who they really are. Um, people see what other people want them to see. So their perception is altered when they look in the mirror. They see through the eyes of the other people that have told them, who they are, how they are, what they look like. They haven't accepted themselves. They don't see themselves for themselves. So I think that's one of my gifts is I help people see who they really are. And I pull the light out of them. Um, yeah, I was thinking about buying a cross knowledge and putting it over my bed. Sorry, you guys, I'm real hoarse right now. I had a cold. They were trying to turn it into something way worse. The attacks were so bad. That's something else I want to talk about. Um, these guys are, ridiculous. If you're a TI and you've ever suffered from a cold, you know what I'm talking about. But when you get sick, especially a head cold or any kind of virus, your brain, it's almost like your brain waves change. It gets real, groggy. Your mind just, it kind of goes, I don't want to say retard mode, but very similar. So I think these perpetrators find an opportunity to actually play off of those brain waves, kind of when you're in that state of, being sick, because that's what they were doing to me. They started, doing all this weird stuff and, started attacking me. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, I'm already suffering from brain fog. Now you want to give me cognitive. It's the last thing that I need right now. But they, it's almost like your brain is on a different, I don't know. Thanks, Melissa. I'm treating it accordingly. I'm taking, all my organics, and it's knocking it out pretty good. It's still kind of lingering a little bit, but it won't stand a chance by tomorrow. I'm about to take in some dandelion root, get that down. Yeah, but I've already, made the plan. Come the end of this month, I'm keeping my vehicle, but I'm going to buy a minivan and start heading down to Florida and start staying down there more often. Um, because I really need to ground my energy and protect my energy, unfortunately. And they do something which I'm not really understanding, blocking a lot of things that I need to receive. It becomes really sad. I don't know if you guys remember that movie E.T., where the government kidnapped him. And, he was dying because he wasn't able to receive light, energy, or love. And that flower next to him was dying with him. That's basically how I feel. I feel like a fucking guinea pig because of who I am. And, they're just killing me. And it really sucks. I feel like, I got one of them who's constantly trying to accuse me and this, that, and the other. The accusations are out of control. You know, I'm just having the human experience. I'm not my experience. So they tend to use a lot. And I think a lot of TIs need to understand this, because you're going to get these perpetrators doing smear campaigns. It's all about blackmail, karmic BS. You're dealing with a lot of people who are in societies. You got to understand, all this and know the enemy. Once you know the enemy, the ride becomes a little bit easier. Um, but the accusations of things like your past, I'm pretty sure that if you did something when you were 20 and you're 40 now, you're not the same person. you know I tell a lot of people that there's nothing wrong with making mistakes. A lot of people uh look down on mistakes, but you learn from them, so they're not so bad. You're just having an experience. You are not your experience. I don't care if you smoked crack with a polar bear when you were 15. Don't be so hard on yourself. You're not the same person you were, 10, 15, 20 years ago. This is a point of having the experience. So they want to constantly accuse or run a smear campaign, against you and your experiences. It's your divine birthright, to be a human being. Yeah, same here. Well, they attack me physically and mentally, well, psychologically. They attack me 24/7. It never stops. Like, I never get a break. I think the last time I had a break was like 6, 7 months ago, and it lasted maybe, like a real short period of time. Yeah, they do a lot of things to me in my sleep, and I definitely think that this shouldn't be allowed, especially when they don't allow me to astral travel because they're scared shitless of me. Yeah, same here, knowledge. That's where my attacks are right now, are pretty deadly scary. These guys are so bad. They've instilled the worst kind of fear into me that my body felt like it was going to have a seizure due to the fear. A lot of their fear tactics, TICKS, should not be allowed, especially, and I'm not trying to segregate myself or, from other TIs, like I'm more important, but especially on somebody like myself. I'm a highly sensitive being. I like to compare myself to a female deer. So it's like, a fucking boogeyman or monster walking up to a female deer in the woods and saying, fight me. It, one, doesn't make any sense, and two, it should not be allowed. Yeah, it definitely should not be allowed. They're trying to do a lot of forcing and trying to use the excuse. I wouldn't care if these are demons. The fact that humans are behind this, I'm not going to be like, okay, that makes sense. That's, this is why you're, beating me to a pulp. No, and they try to use things like, and I'm not really sure, it might be true, where I have other people involved that are from other locations, like, Africa and stuff like that. They try to use, there's just no excuse. I do not recognize these beings as a certain race or even a country or anything like that. It's just evil. Exactly, knowledge. Like when I was having the cold chills, another thing that they're doing to me, definitely not allowed. When other people are expressing themselves, if I'm in an environment, like if I'm at a grocery store and somebody's upset and they're on the phone and they're cursing somebody out or yelling, they use that as a weapon against me and take it out on me and blame me, and they actually hurt me and hold the intent of harm. Yeah, knowledge. Have you recovered your energy? I just want to know if it's possible to regain your energy because that's exactly what they're doing to me. That's good, G Stalker. Good for you, bro. That's our money though that you're making. You're not even eating right. Get caught. See, even these lower level perps think they're gonna get away with it. They've been go get caught. Go get caught. Go get caught. They like to hide behind their fake profiles. They'll never be uh out in the open. They like to hide behind these fake profiles. That's all you get. Drugs and women. You don't receive anything in the spirit. The materialistic world is falling, by the way. You'll never receive a woman in the spirit. You only receive her in a bedroom. My church is in nature. That's how I know you're a lie. That's how I know you're a lie. You're not watching me. You're just a perp troll. Bye. Exit stage left. By the way, I'm all the way in there, just in case you're wondering. I could get real bold right now and tell them I'm all the way in there. I'll be seeing you. My church is in nature. That's how I know you're a lie. You're not watching me. Hit skirts. Get out of here. I'm perp troll. Have a nice day. Blessings on your journey. Hopefully, you'll receive a woman in the spirit and that'll change you. Hopefully, you'll see that the materialistic world that you're attached to is exactly what's making you whole. It completes you rather than you completing yourself. Hopefully, you'll be able to see that. That money you're getting is completing you because you can't complete yourself. You'll never be whole as long as you're allowing that energy from the materialistic world to make you. Good luck on your journey. And hopefully you'll be able to work on your ego. Namaste. Yeah, knowledge. They like to do that. They like to get you when you're down. I'm sure you do. Good luck with that. I'm sure you do. You're an empty vessel that can't receive. You're cut off from everything. That's unfortunate. I feel sorry for you. But go get caught. I like how these perp trolls like to come on here and play like it's a game. But if they were in my shoes for 5 seconds, they wouldn't stand a chance. They would be begging for mercy. I guarantee they'd be at the police department in like 5 seconds. A lot of these perp trolls like to come on here and treat it like it's a game. And that's how I know you're a liar and you're not who you say you are. Because they would never say something like that. Hit skirts. You're probably a Call of Duty gamer that smells like Cheetos and farts trying to play the role. They would never say something like that. Hit skirts. You're probably a little kid. and curse those that curse us, because you want to influence harassment and pain on somebody who's already being pained in the worst way. Your day's coming, just know that. And there is a such thing as karma. And if you really were who you say you are, you would already know I don't believe in witchcraft. My intent is a lot more powerful than yours ever could be. It skirts. Erase you from my timeline completely until you figure it out. Drug free, bro. Keep on botting though. I don't do drugs. I don't even drink alcohol. I have a job. I have a home. I have 2 vehicles. I know you can't see. It skirts. Bot profiles, fake pictures. They can't get to me. They can't upset me. They want to, but they can't even upset me. They're upset themselves. Yeah, knowledge he's not. He's the father of all lies. Yeah, these little they're just trolls that are coming on here. They're not even, a lot of these fools are not even the real deal. They're like Call of Booty, just sitting with the headset type. Nah, I don't even do drugs, Andrew. You good? You look like you're a sugar daddy. Yeah, my cough is because I have a cold, upper respiratory. I'm treating it accordingly with antibiotics and organics. Have a beautiful day. As you can see from my picture, definitely not a meth mouth. I don't do drugs whatsoever. But you look like a sugar daddy because you're insecure. So you have to buy energy to feel whole and complete. But have a beautiful day. Yeah, a lot of them are unsure of themselves and insecure. A lot of them fear what they don't understand. They feel more comfortable in their systematical ways of being in life. So when they come across somebody like myself, their egos surface and they get upset, angry, or scared. For the most part, a lot of people I cross paths with are more curious. Um, Love you too, Melissa. I actually have a friend, I won't lie. Um, I've known them for a long time and they're a Freemason. Um, and they were a Freemason, long before, um, a lot of this stuff started happening. They're very, very educated and they have the biggest heart that I've ever met. Um, and they've even, helped me receive some knowledge. And when all this stuff started happening, I remember him looking at me and he had tears in his eyes and he told me, he said, I hope, um, for the sake of humanity, that the one's doing this is not who I think it is. Um, you know, so not all of them are bad. I just think it's, a lot of the people, I try not to, you know, characterize or group, just like, if there's bad cops out there, there's good cops, there's, good people and bad people everywhere. So I try not to allow it to, um, turn my mind in that direction where I look at everybody as a whole. You know, I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah. All right. I'll be right back, you guys. Hold on. Okay, you guys, I'm back. Sorry. Had to let the dogs out. Same here, knowledge. It's really hard to defend myself now. And they've actually pinned me to the ground. Like now they're hitting me in my head, so it like blanks my mind out. They do like the worst things you could possibly imagine. It gets really, really scary on my end, and I wish I had some kind of assistance um, and backup. Um, where somebody would just say, "Hey, like." But I think my best bet is to really get this down and head down to the Panhandle, where I feel complete in spirit and feel more free. It's a beautiful city. I'm down there, so I'm bringing my kids with me. That will be doing online schooling because we're going back into the virtual, uh, online schooling again anyway. I definitely want to do a project with the minivan and actually turning it into more like a camper. Um, because me and the kids, we like to go on adventures and stuff like that. And I remember, I think it was last summer, we actually spent the night on the beach out in Dustin, and it was so much fun. I honestly want to live, off the grid and in nature. But because of, me having responsibilities, unfortunately, um, you know, yeah, they are. It's copy, mimic, paste knowledge. I tell a lot of TIs to really do the research on things like Gnostic texts, what is known as the archons, copy, mimic, paste. A lot of what they do is just that, is copy, mimic, paste. They come across as more mechanical beings, not organic. Minds are AI. Um, so I'm not really sure if, that's what we're dealing with as well, because we're shifting into you know, another direction, I guess you could say. But I definitely wish, you know, um, and pray that they let up a little bit here soon. Yeah, yeah, I think so too. Knowledge, it's really scary sometimes, especially if you're a female like myself, where I am around my family, but as a woman, a very tiny one at that, you kind of want to have a man around, and it kind of gets scary. Yeah, knowledge. There's some things I can't even talk about it because it's just so vile and evil. Um, the voices that they've used on relatives, um, that are deceased, and mocked, and it was just sad. But one thing I'm trying to do, I really need to get in a state of healing, because they don't give me any time to actually heal from the trauma. So I just feel like a lot of this pain is not my own. Just like, I wanted to say to these perp trolls that came in the chat, why are you here to hurt me? Like, you're just exposing yourselves. Um, you know, like, why do you want to come in here and hurt me if, one, I don't even know you, two, I'm not hurting you or harming you whatsoever, but you want to instill pain on me, for what reason. So therefore, it is a reflection of self. That is your own pain. That is not mine. Yeah, knowledge that was kind of forced on me too, where I have post-traumatic stress disorder now too. Um, where loud noises make me cry. Yeah, same here, knowledge. They always do that. It's, covert bullshit. Um, me, I'm a very vocal person and a very emotional person where I have to express myself emotionally. Um, so I do the best that I can considering the circumstances. Like they hit me, I don't know if you guys get this, but in the back of the neck and the back of the head a lot. And it's kind of painful. It's like a painful frequency. Yeah, and they like to use also religion on me a lot because I am a spiritualist. Yeah, I have an indentation in the middle of my chest, the size of a thumbprint. Um, from them hitting me in that area. I'm very petite. I've always been really, really tiny my whole life. So um, when I'm hit, like you can see it. Same here. My facial bone structure has changed, especially the upper part, like my temple area. As there's like dents, indentations. When I suffered that concussion, that I truly believe was probably orchestrated, or I wasn't able to focus at the time due to my attacks. I still, that part of my skull is still, um, there's still a bump there. So not really sure if that's permanent or, yeah, they've also used the directed energy weapons and they're still using it. I'm not really sure why they're hitting my backside. And it's almost like this buzzing, um, where after they use it, it feels like somebody smacked you. But I lost a good chunk out of my right side of my, I know it sounds funny, but my butt area and hip, where, I am losing muscle mass. They are doing one thing to my stomach as well. One of them, kind of acts based on, I believe, jealousy. But when I exercise, they've disconnected my brain from my stomach. So when I was working out, I wasn't able to receive any, proper exercise. Like it was just pointless basically at the time. It sucked. I'm like, I just trying to work out. Not really sure as to why they hit me so heavy. Um, you would think that they would, the way they attack me, that they would be attacking King Kong or Godzilla. And here I am, just 5'2", 105, you know, sensitive. Not really sure why, they're beating me like, I stole their lunch money. I just don't understand. Yeah. What they've done to my chest. And then see, my thing is the script that they're using on me, and this is the worst psychological torture, and I really think they need to be held accountable and responsible for what they're doing to me because it's not fair whatsoever. I feel like I have no backup, no way to shield. I'm really just, you know, to the point where I have to relocate. But playing the role of, demons and this, that, and the other, it's just not fair. So they instill the worst kind of fear into me. They want me to run into the church. It's only 7 o'clock and church doesn't open until like 9 a.m. So it's like, what am I supposed to do? Just run around in circles with this fear? Um, No, it's in knowledge. I want to relocate due to the natural resources. The negative ions in the air by the beach, it releases that like happy, uh, uh, just relaxed feeling. So you know that feeling every time you get close to a beach, where you're just at peace. And it's like, oh, it's so good and refreshing. It's actually negative ions in the air. So somebody like myself, who's under, on my energy, actually ions, I'll be able to that energy and be in a state of, a higher vibration at all times. Out here, I'm in Alabama, and there's literally nothing to do. Nature, is not an option right now. I'm basically cooped up in hibernation indoors. Yeah, the panhandle. Yeah, and it's only about 5 hours away. That's why, if you know me and you saw my old videos, I was going to Florida a lot. I would take the kids out there and, um, we just live freely. Um, all we needed was some food and the beach. I have family that lives out there, so we just camp out there and, but my kids, even out here we're so isolated, so all they have is electronic devices, PlayStation, Xbox, stuff like that. When we go out there, we don't use any of that stuff. And that's how I want to live, but they've psyops me to be here. Yeah, they had to keep me. So I definitely feel trapped. I kind of feel like a lot of what they've done, um, was just to keep me. And I got these guys on my head, the things that they do to me, and there's just no excuse. Like, they want to use the idea of another country, this, that, and the other. I there's no excuse. Even a dog, that does something wrong knows that he's wrong. Even an animal, if they do something wrong, they know that they're wrong. You know, there's no there's no justification. Yeah, exactly. Knowledge. Like, they're pulsing the back of my neck right now. They stay pulsing the back of my neck. I'm not really sure as to what is there, but it's like a cord going up into the head where they're always pulsing that part of my head, heating up the upper part of my body. Um, like, it's just ridiculous. I don't even want to like think about them anymore. Like, I want to think about things that are more uplifting, like rainbows and stuff like that. I'm tired of thinking of evil, evil, scary. Ah, we're monsters. And I'm just like, I'm just a woman. Why don't you go do this to like a really big dude? Like, it just, it just, to me, it just shows, at least in my case, they like to pick on the weak. You know, yeah, they hold no magic. It's all technology. Yeah, and their algorithms, what they've done. Um, yeah, we're not gonna go to your porn site. Have a nice day. Um, the algorithms, um, it's ridiculous, and my patterning really, because of where I'm located, can't really be changed. Um, due to I live in an area that's small. Not much to do here, so yeah, it's all satellite based. A lot of it. Yeah, knowledge. I've seen a lot of crazy stuff where I'm just like, I see you. Yeah, when I see that star, wink wink, in the night sky, I'm like, uh-huh. It's Jupiter. Sure. Sorry for my cough, you guys. Yeah, it's all intimidation knowledge. Like, I'm not scared. Your bed acting. Yeah, they'll move my bed, pulsate the bed. The bed will be shaking or like moving and just doing weird shit. I'm just like laying there. Like, can I just lay here? Like, it's always got to be something. Yeah, knowledge. Yeah, they're everywhere. It's always got to be something. I'm like, can I just do something? And there's normality there. Like, even using the bathroom. And I think the bathroom time, they're on me badly too. Knowledge. I don't know if they've gotten worse with you, but it has with me. Um, but I'm assuming, the bathroom time, because they tend to like just like to be unclean places, and I'm just like, why is the bathroom such like a big ordeal? Like I just want to use the bathroom, and my perps like to broadcast me, a lot, when it, like they like to broadcast me naked, and it's just not fair. Yeah, I know, Melissa. I've already done that. They never let me knowledge. Yeah, Melissa, I do things like put makeup on them and dress them up in girl clothes. I'll make them wear wigs, stuff like that. I like putting makeup on them. It's really funny. I wish they would let me recover knowledge. They don't allow it. Like right now, they're doing going to. Yeah, I'm sorry, knowledge. I wish they would. They like to do that a lot to the males for some reason, sleep deprivation. So there has to be something on the brain. Um, they used to do it to me in the beginning stages. Um, but I was always kind of a night owl who would stay up, do research, and it was kind of my time of isolation because of being a full-time mom and working full-time. Nighttime was my time to myself. Um, so I think it affected them more than it did me, um, because they were ready to put me to sleep. Because I'm just such an overthinker in the way that my mind works. They were like, "Does she ever shut up?" Yeah, I think they're beyond insanity. Yeah, knowledge. I'm sorry. A lot of it is definitely CIA tactics. What they use, MK Ultra, CIA tactics. Um, a lot of it is, yeah, a lot of that is CIA bullshit. Their tactics and maneuvers. Um, it's real sad. Yeah, it is sad. I just hope there's a day we can all be free where we never feel pain again. Yeah, knowledge. It sucks. Yeah, it is a slow kill process. Um, it sucks. I'm tired of the algorithms trying to manipulate my state of being and forms of expression. Hopefully, we'll get some kind of, help. I don't know. I honestly think it's just going to take an act from God. Everybody's like looking at the TV going, somebody's going to do something. And, no, no, I think it's really going to take an act of God to come in and really, um, make sense of all this because it's just getting so bad. Where there's like days I can't even see straight, and I'm like, am I really here or what is happening? Is this really happening? Like I went to Ross yesterday, after work. I had to grab my son some socks, and it's like the only place I can get socks. And I'm walking around in circles. Um, and it's like you go in this state of shock and you're just like looking around going, oh my God. And you start to envy people around you that can move freely and do things like they're just walking around and they're like, yay, we're shopping and we're happy, and I'm just looking around like, and I'm here to get some socks and I'm dying. Knowledge, it's insane. I think Kevin Christian was right for the most part. Kevin Christian said some things where, some of them become so addicted, like to even the remote neuromonitoring. Um, I don't know, knowledge. I'm wondering the same thing. I wish I knew. I really wish I knew. I wish I knew. But I'm just trying to remain in a state of being without them trying to shift me. A lot of this BS, the programming and all this other stuff. Sometimes, I just want to crawl like and hide in the fetal position, like under my bed or something. I'm just like, leave me alone. I think possibly, Melissa, that they are some of them. Yeah, possibly. Well, I think knowledge, from my understanding, they're scared of the aliens. I think there's a lot of things that are going on right now in the world and universe that they're scared of right now. And I know a lot of religious people. It's kind of, I don't know. We're in times where there's a lot of deceit going on. So question everything. Don't just go with what somebody tells you because they might not be right. There's a lot of, you know, people who are religious and believe that, the aliens are, demons or this, that, the other. Me, I tend to beg to differ. From my experiences, I've experienced nothing but, love and awesomeness. Um, even regardless of what it is, it's still an experience for me. Um, so, I'm still trying to decipher uh, that area of, everything that's going on. Because, when I look at books like Ezekiel and it's kind of describing things that kind of resemble a UFO, it talks about the chariots and stuff like that. I'm just like, just because, the Romans and, all these other people have painted pictures of angels to be white people with white feathered wings, doesn't necessarily mean that's, what it is. Um, because I've seen angels and, they didn't look, like what people think they do. you know. So not all angels play harps either. So just putting that out there. I think a lot of people have a programmed idea, an idea that was handed down to them of what is, um, and from my experience, from what I've seen, it's not what, people think it is. Where I've seen some things and I was like, well, it kind of reminds me, I don't know if you guys saw that movie with Nicolas Cage. Uh, what was it? God help me out here. Um, what was the name of that movie? The Knowing. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie. Um, but that'll kind of give you an idea. Yeah, I've seen some pretty crazy things. I've seen Archangel Michael. I've seen um, a lot of things. Um, I've seen the good guys and the bad guys. I've seen, all forms of the bad guys, and I've seen some real scary ones where I was just like, what the hell is this? I've seen little ones, I've seen huge ones, I've seen ones with tentacle, I've seen it all. Believe it or not, the smaller ones are more the pain in the ass than the big ones. The big ones are just like, I'm here. They're like, I'm here and this is what it is. So the little ones are like running around in circles and just all over the fucking place, like all this energy. And they're like, "Yeah, I'm here to destroy you." Ah! And I'm like, "What the fuck?" It's like an evil midget. Yeah, knowledge. Not really sure. I've done a lot of channeling and stuff like that, and I've seen a lot of things. I just hope everything works out well for the highest good, the greater good of humanity and all life, especially animals and nature. There definitely needs to be a balance, um, you know, and just a sense of respect for all life, even not just humans, but just all life. Every animal, even bugs and Yeah, I don't wish anything on anybody, but I mean, there comes a time where, enough is enough and you got to say, you know what? Um, yeah, yeah, you're right about that knowledge. Yeah, I've definitely had a lot of visions for the past few years. Um, and it's getting scary. I'm just hanging on. It feels sometimes for dear life and trying to do the best that I can considering the circumstances. I'm kind of in a place where I'm just like stuck. But I'm hoping to get out of this energy and thing by the end of this month, so I can raise my vibrations and kind of put things into manifestation to be where I really want to be. Um, because it just feels like Groundhog's Day. And I think the reason why a lot of us feel like that is because we're oppressed from feeling good stuff. So it's just like, oh, we're doing this again. Yeah, I think that's really scary knowledge too. Um, I agree with you 100%. Like, it's really scary. Yeah, yeah, I can get really scary knowledge. I'm glad you're still, you know, fighting this thing. Yeah, I think it will soon, knowledge. I mean, this is happening all so fast. These shifts are happening so fast. Even, and I've already said to myself that if I don't make it, I just want to be able to see everybody else, you know, get to where they need to be. Um, I daydream like the freedom of animals. I do that quite often, where I just see like the freedom of animals. Um, you know, no more zoos and sea worlds and stuff like that. Um, That'll truly be a blessing, um, if that day comes. I mean, what so much has changed, you know. Um, if you're close to my age, I'm pretty sure you remember, you know, growing up, this world has changed so much where we were allowed to, you know, run around, play outside, and the only worries you had was making it home before the street lights came on. Even drinking water, we used to drink it, you know, from the faucet. You could drink water from a hose, you know, and now you can't. It's just this world is like it's gotten so crazy. You know, I remember when I was a kid, we used to play in the sprinkler and you could drink the water from a hose, and now, you know, you got to get bottled or you got to have filter. Like, it's just so crazy. Yeah, knowledge. You sound like you have it back. I don't know if you have my number or information to stay in touch with me, but that's what they do to me. Breathing, the whole nine. Yeah, knowledge. Oh, it's all fun and games until they start using one that sounds like a fucking generator. You're like, what the fuck is that? Feels like your head is in a warehouse. You're like, where am I now? Yeah, it's all night. It freaking sucks. Yeah, my dream manipulations. I don't really remember my dreams, and I'm not sure if that's because of this or just I'm just a heavy sleeper. But some of my dream manipulations where I'm like, okay, falling out of a plane. Oh dear God. They made me one time. It was really weird. Like I was walking down steps and then they made them real steep, like I was gonna fall down this mountain, and it was scary. And then they woke me up. I was like, "What the fuck was that?" Yeah, my post-traumatic stress disorder, they give me, and that's something I made a video about one time where I want to learn how to override it. There's got to be some way to override it, something in the brain, without using things like pharmaceuticals, to kind of override. It's got to be some kind of stimulation of some sort on that part of the brain in order to override it, to give you enough time to be able to like heal it on its own by trusting the environment once again. Because the post traumatic stress disorder causes also, I believe, like anxiety to where you're not trusting your environment to some level. Yeah, they do that to me. They've been doing that to me, I think, my whole life. No, they mine fall out of the sky. I've had them come out of my ceiling and coming into my room, and I'm like, "What the fuck are you doing? Like, get out! What are you doing? I'm just a little woman. Leave me alone." They're like big black beings. I'm like, "What the fuck? What do I do? Help!" So I'm sending up my bat signal. I don't know. It's really crazy, but I'd rather be connected to, you know, care a lot in Rainbow Land. Thinking about puppies and rainbows. Yeah, I think a lot of them are under the earth. It gets kind of scary. But I've always been a being. I think that's why I'm having such a hard time where I respect all life, and I'm just here, and that's just the way that it is. Um, you know, but they're causing such havoc. Um, I'm just like, what do I do? Yeah, knowledge. Me too. Same here, knowledge. Um, so I would definitely recommend, and I'm gonna start today. Probably a heavy detox, removing all parasites, stuff like that. You gotta remember you got heavy metals in you. I'm sure nano. And I think the more that you remove, the less, from my understanding, it will have an effect on you. So I'm gonna do that today. I'm gonna try to get some things from Sprouts and Whole Foods, and try to remove any toxins and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is an SES. Epsom salt. Yeah. Like even right now, like the thoughts that I'm having, they're amplifying it with frequencies to make it feel like it's bad and holding the intent like it's bad, so it causes harm. It's almost like wearing a shock collar, with it's so sad that I can't just express myself freely because it's like they just want to be in control or something, and they can't do that. Like they're not supposed to do this. Like I'm allowed to express myself as a human being, and I do not need assistance. Oh, really? Well, at least it'll put me in a better state of health. But I think there's a lot of heavy metals that really do have a lot to do with some of the stuff that they're doing. And that happens when you eat a lot of sugars, over processed foods, stuff like that. Like, I won't lie, yesterday I drank a soda. I'm not big on soda at all. But I drank a soda, was eating some processed foods while I was at work, and I need to change that immediately. And I'm actually thinking about buying a portable sauna, hopefully the end of this month, so I can detox a lot of the stuff that they do, because it does leave, I think, a lot of directed energy weapons leaves a residue, not only on the body but possibly inside. Oh, one thing, knowledge, I've got to tell you. Okay, so I'm gonna go buy some more here as soon as they open. Um, one thing that does work, if anybody's watching, if you get hit with the microwave radiation, bentonite clay. Um, I would highly recommend you get 2 jars of it. It's fairly cheap. You can get it anywhere from $7 to $11. Put it in Ziploc bags, um, and put it in the areas where you're being hit, and it absorbs it. It actually kind of blocks it out. If you look and do your research, The volcanic ash bentonite clay actually absorbs microwave or radiation, EMFs. So I did use it in my chest. I actually put 2 bags in my bra, and it was soaking it up and kind of blocking it out. But I would imagine if you pour a whole canister like in a pretty big Ziploc bag and put it on your head, it it will help a lot. But it did work. So that's a cheap, some of those, BS. I highly recommend it. I doing it. Actually going to start in smaller bags at the bottom of my feet, covering my feet with socks, and it's called fairly cheap. You can do your research. It's actually volcanic ash, so it is the closest thing to grounding. Um, it's like the next best thing to grounding, like literally. And it soaks up radiation, EMFs, all that good stuff. I would assume negativity. That's not really going to work. The Faraday cage, honestly, I was thinking about, yeah, if you could get the bentonite clay, put it in some Ziploc bags and put it all on your body. Stuff it in your pants if you have to, tape it to the back of your neck, put it on top of your head and wear a hat to keep it there. It does work. But as far as a Faraday cage, wasting your money, a cheap Faraday cage, what you could do is if you have a home of your own, getting some heavy duty rare earth magnets, and I think they're called neodyme or neodymium earth magnets. You want to get one with a heavy pull. I would assume at least 200-pound pull, and get into a small room. I would put 4 of them on the ceiling, 4 corners of the room, and put 4 more on the bottom corners of the room, and put 1 in the center of the room, and it will create sort of a Faraday cage, an electromagnetic field. I'm assuming that would block a lot of the things that they do. So you would actually have to probably glue them with some heavy glue in the 4 corners of the ceiling of the room, put 4 in the bottom part, 4 corners of the room, and 1 heavy duty one in the middle of the room. It'd probably be best to put in the smallest room of your home. It will work. But that's a cheap way to make a Faraday cage. Another way to make a cheap Faraday cage would probably get a cheap tent, putting it in your room and ordering that acoustic shielding. They're like pads that they put in a recording studio to make it soundproof. That'll help, I think, reduce maybe, not really sure, but it's just an idea that I had. But the bentonite clay and Ziploc bags will work. Um, it's the closest thing to grounding. So I highly recommend that. Um, I can even look it up right now. Um, I wish I could screen share. Sorry, you guys, I sound like crap right now. Yeah, you can get it for $6.95, $10, $9.98. But it's called bentonite clay. Yeah, you'll want to try it, Knowledge, I promise you. And I actually use it in my bath waters too. I create a paste. If you're a TI who suffers from poor skin due to the attacks, this is the best thing to use. You put it all over your body and face. If you're a male, if you're a female willing to get dirty, uh, putting it on your head and your hair, I highly recommend it. It'll soak it all up. And it might even destroy some of the nano that's like on your hair or head. But it'll soak it all up. Um, if you're a female, definitely soaking your hair in Epsom salt while taking a bath too. But if you're willing to get your hair dirty, putting that bentonite clay on your head will help. It'll also help, stimulate hair growth, I'm sure. But it's real thick and chunky when it gets, wet. But I love it. I love bentonite clay. You can actually take the liquid form too. They have a liquid form bentonite clay that you can take, and it works like a magnet to soak up all the heavy toxins and stuff like that in your body. You take a teaspoon once or twice a day, chase it with water, and it literally just it goes straight through you like a magnet and collects all the metals and toxins in your body. I keep it in my fridge. Yeah, you'll love it, knowledge. I promise. You'll see a difference. I just discovered it, and I was using bentonite clay for like 2, 3 years maybe, and had no idea. I didn't even think to do that, and I did it, and it was like soaking it up. I was like, oh shit. Yeah, you'll see when you get the bentonite clay. You can even go to. I think they have it at Walmart. I wouldn't recommend that though, unless it's at. I think it's called. If they have this one at Walmart, it's called Aztec Secret Indian Healing Clay. But they have it at your health food stores. I even think they have it at Publix, Walmart. It soaks up the radiation and the EMFs. Yeah, I swear by it though. All right, you guys. It was good to have you guys on. I'll probably come back on here in just a little bit. I was hoping like Home Slice and Jack and everybody would come on. They're probably still asleep. It's Saturday. But I enjoyed our chat. Hope you guys are all right. I know things are kind of getting crazy right now. Yeah, I think he's okay because I talked to him on Messenger the other day and he seemed to be doing okay. He's always kind of in a positive mind state, so that's good. Shout out to Home Slice and Jack. Yeah, Jack, he's a TI. All right, you guys, I'm gonna log off. I'll come back on here in just a little bit. I love you guys. Stay warm. I know it's cold. You know, anybody who's, around this area or up north, bear down with this winter storm coming. Winter Storm Izzy, I think it's called. So that should be fun. But I love you guys. Stay strong on the battlefield. Don't give up.